Hi Leo, it's Jen here from Tarot Spirit. I'm here for your your June 2016 monthly, tarot reading. Okay, I guess the cards are ready to get going. So what I'm going to do, I'm using my Arthurian Legend Tarot. I'm sorry, I'm outside and the lighting's weird, so I can't really see. Hopefully you can see these somewhat. Um, I'm going to pull two cards for a few different categories: work and career, home life, relationships, a spiritual, um, some spirituality growth cards, and then I'll look at the bottom of the deck and have a focus card. I've been noticing lately that instead of like cards popping up, all of a sudden I'll get this feeling in my fingers for the bottom of the deck, and I'll want to pick those cards. I got cards upright, down. I'm all over the place. Oh, and I want to look at the bottom of the deck. Let me, okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. So this is a lovely card. Knights are changes, and the suit that they're in, and cups are all about emotions and feelings. So the underlying theme this month, or something that's influencing the situation or that you want to bring more to the surface, is a change in emotions, a change in how you feel, a change in your emotional environment. This could also be an offer of love, but it's a very nice energy to have underlying the situation, although it could point to on the surface, maybe things not going as well as you would like. But so we'll take a look at that. And the focus card is the Queen of Swords. So the truth always comes out with this queen. She's very articulate and thoughtful. She's just a very smart lady. And, she doesn't beat around the bush. She's a very good communicator, but she doesn't sugarcoat things, because she would feel that trying to, meander about the point and sugarcoat things is sort of dishonest. So she likes to be very direct and concise and get her point across. So there's no confusion. People aren't left kind of scratching their head going, okay, what exactly was the point? What was that conversation really about? So you're going to be feeling very communicative and straightforward about things this month. And that works out, even though you're a fire sign. Leos appreciate that directness. Okay, so work. Interesting. We have the Sun, beautiful card, aha moment. So I see some of you in your job being just really sort of having this moment of super clarity that goes back to that queen, of really seeing things. It's like a light bulb went on, and you're really seeing things in a different way. And I think that's really good, because it's paired here with the denial card, the Eight of Swords. That there's something you're feeling trapped. You're feeling you're just not able, for whatever reason, to see the big picture, the whole situation. So I think what happens is the Sun card is showing, it's interesting, he has sort of this sword, this truth, this clarity piercing up here. And something is going to happen where it's like you're going to snap out of it. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't, I don't need to stay in this job that I don't like. I don't need to engage in the same way with this person. I can change how I communicate, and it will make, changing your emotional environment, it'll make things better. So there's going to be some realization about your work, whether it's getting a new job, how you interact in your job, or maybe Yeah. So, oh, I love it. I just realized he's in the circle of standing stones. I'm obsessed with the Outlander, so I love that. Um, yeah, some sort of realization. You're going to suddenly see something clearly that was previously obscure or you didn't quite understand. It may be that you didn't have all the information. Um, but there's finally going to be some clear communication, and I think it's going to be a really good thing, and you're going to appreciate it because um, now you see the big picture. You see what's really going on, and you can make some solid decisions now that you have factual information. Over here is the home category outside of work, and here's that new emotional beginning. It's just popped into my head is it's difficult to do, but make sure you're not bringing crap from work home and allowing it to contaminate your outside of work life. I know it's really hard. Um, I find sometimes that, and I'm not an expert. In fact, I'm horrible at it, but but I do symbolic things like, before I walk in the door, I take a deep breath and imagine leaving stress at the doorstep, or when I get into my car to leave work, or when I'm walking out to my car. Um, you can take Epsom salts baths, sea salt, things like that. And I imagine myself when I, go into the bath like that, it's cleansing away all the negative energy. I like black tourmaline, any sort of black stones, or I just sort of citrine. I symbolically, it makes me thoughtful about getting rid of negativity, letting go of negativity. So whether whether you believe in crystals or not, sometimes a physical representation that makes you thoughtfully try to release things, um, energy and stuff, can be helpful exercises. And she would do something like that. So that new beginning and how you're feeling is because of some change in your thoughts and how you're communicating, which goes back to that Queen of Swords. Maybe you're communicating how you feel. This has come up now for I think the third sign, and I'm a true believer that you sometimes have to have. I'm reading this a little bit like relationship. We do have some relationship cards, but that's what came to me, is that sometimes you have to have those tough conversations um, with people in your world, and run the risk of even damaging. Here's my hummingbird. Of running the risk of damaging or losing the relationship, but it wasn't authentic, and it wasn't going to be a solid, mutually beneficial conversation if you didn't communicate. But I feel like communicating things, you're going to have that Queen of Swords energy to really communicate constructively, that it's actually going to bring about change and new beginnings. So it's a really good energy for you this month. Now, in the relationship category, yeah, okay, here we go. We have the Seven of Cups. So this is like it's kind of, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's a little bit of like an ADD card, in the sense that it can be hard to choose. I shouldn't say that, because sometimes ADD, you hyper focus on one thing. Um, but it's kind of like there's just so many good options. It scatters you. Like it's hard for you to pick one and focus, because you're just not sure how to proceed. Um, I should have said that about ADD. I apologize. I take that back. But that's sort of the feeling I get. This scattered feeling, like having trouble settling down onto one thing. And it's in the traditional Rider-Waite, there's like a dragon in one cup. There's, I think, a man in one cup. And, all these, it's like you have a lot of things on your mind. And so in the relationship category, it's kind of like you're not really focused on the relationship. There's maybe a lot else going on. And so your energies are scattered. And also with the Knight of Cups on the table, it's like you don't know how to make things better. You don't know which path to choose that might make things better. And I think you're afraid, again, to communicate because it may end up ruining the relationship if you have the audacity to speak up. So, I mean, if you don't have the tough conversations, are you ever going to truly be happy? And if you aren't ever going to be truly happy, do you want to stay in that relationship? Now, the Five of Swords is also a card about compromise sometimes, which is so difficult. I'm terrible at this. But sometimes if you are able to really have that, and again, you have that constructive communication energy going with you. So if you can see that your end goal is the same, but you can be somewhat flexible in the path you take, it's like Google Maps or whatever, MapQuest. Okay, you want to get to Boston. Here are 3 different routes. You may want to take the direct route. Your partner or someone else that you have to deal with may want to take the non-interstate, more scenic route. And then there's usually a third option. So maybe be open to alternate routes. But don't shy away from the conversation. And it may just, you may hit detours. It just may not work. But you guys I have to go there, I feel. And here are some overall spiritual cards. Oh, this card looks like it's ripped. Oh, my Fool card. The Fool. I love the Fool. And the Nine of Swords. Yeah, so you're worrying, you're stressing about things. You have insomnia. It's like you're just going over. Each category here has a sword. So you've been going and churning over these things over and over again in your mind. And then you have this Queen of, it's like you don't want to feel that way anymore. Because, our thoughts can really affect our feelings. And then the Queen's here saying, enough. She cuts away all the bullshit. She just is like, okay, we're done with this. We're moving forward. We're getting really clear about what we want. And the Fool card to me is all about getting rid of baggage, releasing unnecessary clutter, and just taking a risk. I think taking a risk on yourself too. I think a lot of people may stay in relationships or any sort of situation, whether it's work, if you have you're living with a roommate that just isn't a good fit, they sort of stay trapped, especially like in relationships, because they're afraid of being alone, or they're afraid they won't find someone else. It's like, you're worth it. You will find someone that is a good match for you. But it has to take patience, and you have to run the risk of that. Maybe will be alone for a while, but being alone is, to me, preferable to being in a negative situation that can permeate all areas of your life, and really decrease the quality of your life. I work on oncology, and we talk a lot about quality of life and cancer treatment, because it's a really big thing. And if being around some negativity can really decrease that, and we don't know how long we have, so you want to make sure the life you're living is quality and positive and upbeat as you possibly can make it in the circumstances that you're in. So the Fool really encourages you to break free. You have this Eight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. I mean, really the only other negative sword card you don't have is the Three of Swords. So so find a way to release those thoughts and change things. And you do have the Sun card and the Ace of Cups. So this is the Fool's another new beginning card. So dare yourself to take a chance to break free, or just give your permission to let negative thinking go. Like literally say, do some sort of ritual to release, and not just think, oh, I'm over that old boyfriend or I'm over that situation, but you find yourself up at night churning it around in your mind, and say, I am letting that go. And instead of thinking about that, I'm going to replace those negative thoughts anytime I catch myself with, something else. Or I'm going to write it down in my journal. I'm going to shut the journal and it's done. And I'm going to put it away. I'll give myself 5 minutes to write it down or to rant in the shower, and then it's done, and I'm leaving it behind, and I'm not going to let it contaminate life. So the fool's lesson really to me is that you go through the major arcana and there's all these lessons you have to learn, right? But I think when you get to the world, it's like you've been through all the lessons, and then you realize the fool is like, there's never perfect timing. Things are never going to be perfect to take a chance to, you know what I mean? Like, there's never really a perfect time to have a kid, it seems like. There's never a perfect time to switch jobs. So you just got to do it. Because if you're waiting around for the perfect time, for the perfect option, your life is going to be passing you by. So the fool encourages you to go for it. He's so free. It's just like I feel this lightning of anguish from you this month, and that you'll really be leaving the month feeling much lighter and happier, in all areas, and it will affect all areas of your life. It's like you're going to make this decision to leave negativity behind and choose fresh starts and happiness, and just taking things as they come and not overthinking and worrying, as a way to deal with things. So I've babbled quite enough. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.